morning, students. Today is Friday. It is January 8th, 2021. And congratulations to completing an entire week of remote instruction. I look forward to the days when we can go back to Collins, and it'll be here sooner than later. I hope this message finds everybody safe and healthy in the comfort of their homes. And I miss you all so, so much. But today we're going to kick off a whole month of January. The rest of the month, we're going to take some time to talk about a really, really, really big word. So listen closely, because I'm going to say this big word right now, and I want you to think, have I ever heard of this word? So the word is resilience. Have you ever heard of the word resilience? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard of that. Some of our younger students, you might not have heard of that, but I bet you when I describe it, you'll know what it is. Okay, I see some thumbs up. Thank you. To be resilient, it's really the ability to cope with things when they're really hard, right? For example, when we learned how to tie our shoes, that was hard, right? It was really hard for us to learn how to tie our shoes, and some of us got really frustrated and upset, but we found ways to get through that, right? Some of us even putting on our own sneakers or brushing our teeth, right? So we find things to be really hard sometimes, but we get through them. For example, last night at the Sabula household, my son Jason, you hear me talk about them all the time, decided to put together a STEM kit that he got from his grandmother for Christmas. And he got all the supplies out and he put them all over the living room floor. And he looked at them and he's like, I can't do this. And his dad and I said, of course you can do this. Why not? And he goes, I can't do this. So he started to read the instructions, and I can see him getting super frustrated, and I could tell he was very close to giving up. And he walked away, and I saw him doing some deep breaths and getting ready to go back. And he looked at me. I'm like, Jay, you can do this, bud. Come on. And he sat down, and he was frustrated, but he did it, and he completed the whole task. And I'll show you what he finally made, which came out really cool. Was these were all little pieces last night all over the place, and he put it all together and it spins and he was so proud of himself. And we took a picture and we did a video and we showed it to his grandmom because she's the one who bought him this, and he persevered. And despite the fact that he got a little frustrated, he used some of the strategies that he knows of deep breathing, and he kind of needed me to give him a pep talk, but then he was able to do this. So that's really what being resilient is how do we handle things when they're really hard? So throughout the month, your teachers are going to talk to you and show you some videos, or you're going to participate in some activities together that are going to help us get some strategies on how do we deal with things when they're just hard. Because not everything is easy in life. And it's also really good sometimes to fail at something and then to try it again. It's like the best feeling ever when you actually are able to be successful at something that you once failed at. So we're gonna work on that all month. And to kick it off, our wonderful media specialist, Miss Stafford, she recorded herself reading the book, The Hugging Tree. And I just think this is a cool way for us to kick off this conversation with our wonderful media specialist and this whole school read aloud. So everybody will be listening to this book. And I want you to think about, as you're listening to Miss Stafford and seeing the beautiful illustrations in this book, I want you to think about what is going on with this tree. How is the tree resilient? How is it so hard for this tree to survive? I want you to think about all of that. Think about the word resilience, what I just talked about. And then at the end of it, maybe your teachers can facilitate a conversation with you guys about it. All right, so I look forward to seeing you again next week. I will be doing another video, and have a wonderful day. Miss you, Cougars. Bye.
The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience, by Jill Neimark, illustrated by Nicole Wong. Here's our title page, and we see the title, The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience, by Jill Neimark, illustrated by Nicole Wong. and the publisher is Imagination Press in Washington, D.C., by the American Psychological Association. Now you'll see in this picture a little teeny acorn, and it's on the edge of a cliff. On a bleak and lonely rock by a vast and mighty sea grew a lonely little tree where no tree should ever be. How she got there, no one knew. She sprouted stems and little leaves, as any tiny seed will do. There's hardly any dirt for me, no forest breeze, no birds, no bees, but I will do the best I can to make this rock my home. Her tiny roots pushed night and day, and bit by bit the rock gave way. A smidge, an inch, a foot, then two, she grew and grew and grew. The ocean hugged the rocky shore. I like you near me, little tree. Let's keep each other company. See this beautiful illustration? Let's zoom out a little. The ocean said, I like you near me, little tree. Let's keep each other company. Soft gold sunbeams kissed her crown, warm as honey pouring down. At night, she raised her branches high to greet the moon up in the sky. I wax and wane, I ebb and flow, I cycle through from full to thin, and when I'm done, I start again. That's how life is, you know. So these are the phases of the moon. One summer noon, a pair of loons landed on her canopy. A pretty tree, a sparkling sea. Shall we make this place our home and raise our baby chicks right here? The little tree warmed up with pride. She spread her branches high and wide. I'll be your home, she replied. And can you tell me if you've seen the forest where my family grew? We've built our nest in trees like you, quite far from here, and so you blew. Many nights and many days, you flew on wind, just like we do. They built their nest, they laid their eggs, and soon 2 baby chicks were born. Summer passed, autumn too. The little tree turned red and gold. Then winter came with howling winds and cutting cold that broke her boughs. The loons flew south, the sea all ice, the rock all snow. The moon was lost in thunderclouds. Mighty cliff, hold me tight, don't let me blow away. Little tree, with all my might, I'll hold you close, night and day. Storms will come and storms will go. At last the sun melted the snow, but now the tree could not grow. The storm had torn her roots. The moon gazed down and softly said, sometimes we lose our way, but with some help we start again. That's how life is, you know. And soon a little boy came running by, skipping stones into the sea. When he saw the little tree, he stopped and stared. He touched the tiny leaves, he felt the ragged roots. He shook his head and said, I can bring just what you need. I can help you, little tree. A tree can't hug a boy It has no hands or arms, but it can hug you with its heart, and that is just as deep and warm. Every day the boy came back, carrying a full backpack. From the pack he took a tin and poured out rich brown earth. He packed the roots and tucked them in. He planted flowers round the tree and made a path for all to see. Now everyone will know that even on a granite cliff a little tree can grow. And then he went to sleep and dreamed of things that boys dream of. Now every day new people stop to rest beneath the little tree and dream of things we all dream of, to love, to share, to give, to dare, to grow just where we are. And to this day, they come. For on a splendid sunny rock, by a warm and bright blue sea, a great big hugging tree grows just where she was meant to be.